Right, beautiful one, this week we are talking overcoming negative talk. And this is a big one, I think. So come on, let's go. Let's have this conversation. I'm NatashaJohn-Baptiste, life coach, peer mentor, and I'm here for you. I can't. Have you said that at any stage in your life? Or it's impossible? This can't work for me. Can't, that word can't again is come up, hasn't it? Sometimes it's not the fact that we can't do something, but it's the inner voice or voices of others that may impact on us to say that we're not able to reach a goal when in fact just getting rid of that T, we can. We're just revisiting this because it's always great to have reminders, right? Let me just get a little bit comfortable here. It's always great to have reminders, isn't it? So it's really vital that we do change that inner voice. I am a stickler for this because sometimes a voice will come up and I have to silence it, like shut it straight down. I have to shut it straight down because it happens. It can happen to all of us, and I'm sure that it does. I'm sure that you may have found yourself in that situation. So how can we change and transform that inner voice in order to have some form of control over it? Because if we don't, then sometimes it can take over and limit the things that we actually do. So what we do is we rename it. We rename that voice to not Mr. Negative Voice or Miss Negative Voice, but to Miss Positive Voice or Mr. Positive Voice. That's the first thing that we do. We rename it. Then we don't claim it. So if sometimes a voice in our minds, it tells us, again, going back to that word can't, oh, you can't do this. We've got to look for ways in which we know that there's a possibility that I can do it, even if I try and fail. We've spoken about failure on this channel as well. So even if I try and fail, instead of just saying that I can't and just not tackling it at all, is that we try. We try and try again. Remember, everybody that is anybody has put in time and effort to become that somebody. And I mean, concert pianist, they didn't just try it once, didn't go well for them, so they jacked it in. Or someone at the Olympics, we saw the Olympics, didn't we, recently, and all those people who had never won a gold medal before, they won. So it's possible for everyone if we maintain and stick at it, right? So we rename it, we don't claim it, and we turn it around. So if we find ourselves talking negatively to ourselves, because remember, we wake up with ourselves, we go to sleep with ourselves, we're with ourselves, we've been with ourselves from the day we were born. So we know ourselves more or less better than anyone else really does, if we're being truthful, isn't it? We know ourselves better than anyone else does. How can we turn it around then? Exercises that we can do when those negative voices do come up, because I know that we do all get them. First thing is we shut it down. Shut that right down. Shut it down. Say, listen, go back to where you came from. Because we do have that internal dialogue going on all the time. We have that internal dialogue going on. And so we want to tame it. And when we hear it and it's not saying something that is going to benefit us, then there's no need to even entertain it, right? So that's the first thing. We shut it right down. And sometimes mirror work. So in my bathroom, I have this cabinet. It's got a mirror on the front. And the first thing, you go to do your bathroom business in the morning, the mirror's there, isn't it? And the first thing you think, oh, you look terrible. I'm like, stop it, shut it down, remember? Stop that. And you look in that mirror and you look at things that you love about yourself. That's the next thing. Telling yourself that you love yourself. So you're doing the mirror work, but also saying what you love about yourselves, your strengths, what people love about you, but primarily upbuilding yourself, because we can't be motivated continually all the time. There comes a point where we've got to be self-motivated, and when that self-motivation comes in, you see the job, you see the trick, because it's an amazing thing, the fact that we can motivate ourselves to be better versions. You know, we're always talking about that, being better versions of that. So I can't, yeah, when we change that inner voice, it changes our world. Look at ways in which you love yourself. That's really important. And you can do that via the mirror work. Every day, when, you know, we've spoken about gratitude, the things that we're grateful for. What are the things you are grateful for within yourself? Regardless if you're going through troublesome times, regardless if you feel like, oh, nothing is panning out for me at the moment. What can you do? What ways can you show yourself that you love yourself, and that you're going to try and work not harder, but look for ways in which you can silence that negative voice that possibly just sometimes shuts you down because we listen to it, shuts me down because I listen to it. But no, I'll stop it dead in its tracks and say, no, none of that. Not got time for that. Where is that positive, Miss Positive in there? And that, it does help. It does help. But again, everything on this channel, everything that I try and highlight to you is a practice. It's something that we don't just hear it once and then that's it. It's a daily practice, just like journaling, daily practice. It doesn't matter if you do it first thing in the morning, last thing at night, daily practice. And it's the same thing with that voice. That voice is there first thing in the morning, and that voice is probably telling you, no, you don't have to exercise, or I can't do it this morning, it's too cold. Or it's telling you, no, don't read that 10 pages of that book, watch the TV instead. It's there consistently, it's constantly there. So it's about us taming it and saying, do you know what, enough's enough. I am going to shut you down and do what works for me in order for me to become a better version of myself. All right, so consistency, continuance, continually working on becoming better and elevating. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Right? And I know you have it in you. I know you have it in you. We have it in all of us. So I'm Natasha John-Baptiste, life coach, peer mentor, and I'm here for you. Beautiful one, take care, and I'll see you on the other side.